the cities where they trade, cut the mines and built the workshops, endless miles of railroad made. Now we stand outcast and starving. It's the wonders we have made. The union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
Great solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for our right. Yes, we always fight for our right. Yes, the program is Labor Marches on OSBC. Channel 32 UHF 113 on Star Time 542 on free to hear, and then you have access to watch us live and direct on all other social media. I'm talking about your Twitter, your WhatsApp, your Facebook. Just log on to osbc.ng.com and you see us what we are doing, all our programs. You will be delighted to watch us. And so the program is Labor Matters at this particular time. Just get a chair, look for something, sit down and enjoy us for the next few minutes. Our guest is in the house, and so also it's not only me alone on this program today. I told you last week Sheyi was on an official assignment where he went to deliver, to collect and to give. So what he has gone to deliver, to collect, maybe this afternoon he will give it to you on behalf of Paul Oniti, Tayo Fagboro, Wale, where he's coming from. He will tell you, Sheyi, you can't win your mom.
adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ètò tá a wà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ àtúntì dé lórí bá ṣe máa ń dé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa òní ọjọ́ kẹẹ̀ẹ́dógún oṣù ọ̀pẹ
oṣù tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ nínú ọdún 2022
àmọ́ dúpẹ́ ni
yes the last one of 2022 yes.
ó kọ́ gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tí ń bẹ lókè ìlọrùn lẹ́yìn inú màwòrán tí wọ́n tẹ̀ tí wọ́n wà lé ni mo kí Ṣèyí Fágbémi lórúkọ tèmi àtúntì sórí ètò ni ẹ máa bá a ká lọ.
Yes, so we just have to move on because we are now set. Our guest is already in the house. I wanted to mention his name, his career, his status, but Yoruba will say ẹni onípọn báyìí náà ni àti gbọ́kàn. Let him introduce himself by way of saying it by himself. Sir, you are welcome into our program.
Thank you, ma'am.
Labor Matters.
Thank you for having me.
People are going to know you.
I'm Hassan Agbelekale. I'm a lawyer. I work in the Ministry of Justice, and I'm also the chairman of the MBA Oshobo branch.
You are a lawyer?
Yes.
A barrister?
Yes.
A solicitor?
Yes.
Yet to be a judge?
Yes, you are correct.
You are welcome for the program.
Thank you.
Barrister, yes, Agbelekale.
Yes.
Am I right?
You are correct.
You are welcome, sir. People want to know what kind of services you render to the society at large as a barrister, as a lawyer, as a solicitor, because we all know that judges give final verdicts on any matter. So as far as lawyer, barrister, solicitors are concerned, how would you describe your services?
Yes, like we all know, that lawyers are the defenders of the right of the common man on the street. We prosecute and fight for the right of downtrodden, and in the process as well, we also earn our living.
You also earn your living through that.
Yes.
But how do people get access to you whenever they have they need help or they are in crisis?
Talking generally now for lawyers, because I'm working for government.
Okay.
So, but generally for lawyers, the rules of professional conduct requires that each and every lawyer who who has been called to buy is expected to have an office where clients can come in and come out.
Okay. To tell you whatever they need.
Yes.
Okay.
So the lawyers will now look at what are those things, what are the rights he has under the law that we can actually follow through to assist him.
Okay. Because in our society, all we know, or let me say what we know, the little we know about solicitor, barrister, and and a lawyer is that, right? Àwọn agbẹjọ́rò fún wa, wọ́n bá wa gbẹ́jọ́ wa lọ sí court. But I want to know the relationship between you and people in society. One, your relationship, how would you describe it with other professions? Let me say the doctor, we the journalists, the teachers out there, all other professions. Do you have anything in common with all these people out there?
Yes, like I said earlier, the lawyers are defenders of the right of the common man on the street. Yeah, all other professions too have law regulating their profession, and if not by law, what else? So it is the lawyer that will also look at what are the rights and privileges those other professionals have within the ambit of the law.
Thank you very much. Cheyi, let people at home know what is going on the program.
Agbẹjọ́rò wa mo kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ibi tí èmi ó gbà wọlé yàtọ̀ díẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ká tó wọlé àwọn ojúṣe lójúṣe yín láàrin ìgboro àwọn mo ń gbìyànjú láti àwọn ilé ìgbà ní civil society láàrin ìgboro gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba.
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba. Ojúṣe agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba ó ní pé tí ìjọba bá ní wọ́n pe ìjọba lẹ́jọ́ fún nǹkan one or two things, agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba ló lọ sí court láti lọ defend ìjọba. So ìjọba ní ó tún ní iṣẹ́ láti protect life and properties of individual. So táwọn èèyàn bá commit crime, agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba ni ó lọ prosecute àwọn ọ̀daràn yẹn nílé ẹjọ́ láti rí i pé justice is done to the victims, to the society at large.
Ìyẹn ìdájọ́ òdodo fún àwọn tí.
wàyí ẹ̀yin gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága ìgbìmọ̀ agbẹjọ́rò ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ká wá fi kankan ṣe àpẹẹrẹ àpèjúwe ká ní ìgbẹ́jọ́ kan wà láàrin ìjọba àti òṣìṣẹ́ báwo ni òṣèlú ní lára láti ṣiṣẹ́ tako ìjọba tí tẹ́ ìṣẹ́ lábẹ́rẹ̀
tó ń sanwó oṣù.
N tẹ́ bèrè ó ṣe kókó. N tó bá yẹ kí ìjọba ṣe àti position tí a bá ní abẹ́ òfin òun là á gbé sílẹ̀ síwájú ìjọba síwájú ilé ẹjọ́. A máa ń kó tó di pé ọ̀rọ̀ di ẹ̀dẹ́lé ẹjọ́ rárá. Many a time ni wọ́n ti máa sọ fún wa wọ́n ti ní ká kọ advice lórí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ pé kí ni kí ìjọba gbà kí ni ìgbésẹ̀ kí ìjọba ṣe. So a máa advice ìjọba so that wọ́n á lè ṣe tó tọ́ lábẹ́ òfin. So tó bá gbé ìgbésẹ̀ wọn tó bá tẹ̀lé tí a sọ fún wọn. So ó máa rọrùn fáwọn náà láti tá a bá délé ẹjọ́ pé ìjọba ṣe báyìí ó ṣe báyìí ó ṣe báyìí kó tó di pé ó gbé ìgbésẹ̀ báyìí.
Okay, maybe that one will now bring me to this issue of ending disputes between employer and employee with a strike. Must every disagreement or dispute between the two end in strike, or what are other steps that we need to take just to resolve things before it gets out of hand and then we put down our tools that we are not working again?
You see, there are means by which the law has laid down. Strike should be the very last option of settling disputes, in labor and industrial disputes. Strike should be the very last option. The law requires that where there are provisions for mediation, parties are expected to first of all meet, where in the contract of employment there are provisions for settlement of dispute. parties are to explore such settlements before going on strike. The Trade Dispute Act listed forms of actions that ought to be taken before you proceed to strike action. That, like what I've said, the mediation process, if that fails, a conciliation process, you can also submit dispute to the minister under the Trade Dispute Act.
Okay.
And lastly, you can go to the National Industrial, you can submit your dispute to the National Industrial Court for determination. Okay. Until such award is taken that you can now proceed on strike if the issue were not resolved.
Okay, thank you very much. Chairman of Nigerian Bar Association, and at the same time working with our government, the Ministry of Justice. I don't know how you are going to relate it. The attitude of Osun State workers towards our job in this state. At least you will have seen, if not much, you will have seen a little of an attitude. How will you describe us? Because this is a labor's matter.
First of all, before I answer your question, I need to say that the opinion I give here are strictly personal opinion.
No, we are entitled to your own opinion, not because so, if I should call
I'm not speaking.
If I should call Mutu to come and say something about it, his own opinion may be even different from what I want to say.
The point I'm making is not the opinion of the union in the state.
Okay.
Okay, let me cite the example of my ministry as example. Ordinarily, workers are expected to resume by 8, but in the Ministry of Justice, we even resume far before that. Because we have to get to destination of our place of work, like the courtrooms, before 9 o'clock. Sometimes we may have to be in office by 6 o'clock. So what I will say generally is that the attitude of workers to work, most especially in the Ministry of Justice, is superb. Yes.
It's superb.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Hey, over to you.
Ṣé pọ̀ agbẹjọ́rò ẹ̀kú àdúgbò látàárọ̀ nígbà bá ta àátọ̀ ètè ẹnìkejì ti ta ní èbó ìbí bẹ́ẹ̀ tọ́ Yorùbá torí àwọn ará létí òòrùn wọ́n fìtìfìtì tẹ̀sí sọ látàárọ̀ ìlú bàbá ò gbọ́. Ǹjẹ́ ọ̀nà kan pàtó ni láti fi ìgbéró ojú ara ẹni táǹpé the strike láti fi yanjú àárọ̀ tí bá bẹ láàrin òṣìṣẹ́ àti ìjọba? Ìkíní nìyẹn. Tó bá wá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ tàbí kò jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, èkejì, ǹjẹ́ ìmọ̀ràn àwọn àmọ̀ràn tẹ́lẹ̀ máa ń fún tẹ̀yìn máa ń fún ìjọba gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba, ǹjẹ́ ìyẹn máa ní àǹfààní láti fún àwọn ẹ̀ka òṣìṣẹ́ náà láǹfẹ́ ní ìmọ̀ràn bá a ṣe máa tọ̀ tí ó fi ní ọjọ́ méjì?
Ok. Bí n tẹ́ béèrè, strike action òun ló yẹ kó jẹ́ the very last thing tí gbogbo nǹkan ìyókù bá fail ní láàrin òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ní ṣíṣe ìṣèjọba lọ́dọ̀ ló gbàyàn ṣiṣẹ́ láàrin employer àti employee àtàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. So strike last option ló yẹ kó jẹ́ fún mi. So òfin fààyè gba pé òkè ẹjọ́ kan tó bí ìlòbí ẹjọ́ sọ dispute tó wà láàrin yín kẹjọ sọ téèyàn bá fail òfin tó gbà yín láàyè láti sọ pé òkè ìjọ wà láàyè ẹgbẹ́ ká submit ẹ̀ sí conciliation ìyẹn ẹni tí ó tún lè bá wa dá
kájókòó lálàpọ̀
so àtún níbẹ̀ tíyẹn bá tún fail òfin tún sọ pé a lè lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́ ní National Industrial Court tó ní agbára láti gbọ́rọ̀ àwọn ẹjọ́ òṣìṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé a lè lọ sí ilé ẹjọ́ so tá a submit dispute yẹn fún determination court so tí gbogbo yìí bá wá fail olóhùn kan the last resort of strike padà ṣe sílẹ̀ so èkejì tẹ́ béèrè ara àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ làwa náà wà so òṣìṣẹ́ náà dẹ̀ ní àwọn legal adviser nínú àwọn alákòóso ẹgbẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ tí ó mọ̀ ń gbà wọ́n nímọ̀ràn generally wọ́n á ní ẹni tí lọ́yà tí ó mọ̀ fún wọn ní ìmọ̀ràn ní inú òṣìṣẹ́ so pé àwa náà jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ tí wọ́n bá gbé ẹjọ́ báyìí náà fún wa tó béèrè ìmọ̀ràn wa á fún wọn nímọ̀ràn gẹ́gẹ́ bí òṣìṣẹ́.
Barrister Zan, most people out there do believe that lawyers, baristas, they don't tell the truth about most cases. In a situation whereby we have known that this particular man in our environment, in our society, is an hardened criminal, and eventually he was caught maybe for murder. At the end of the day, you see this particular person walking freely in town, and they will say, well, the police, the security operatives will say we have done our investigation, and after the lawyer and the Guinea did everything, they now set him free. And the people living around that society know very well that this particular man is a criminal. So most people believe that you do cover the truth, and just to collect your money, you let the criminal go scot-free. What explanation do you have to support this?
It's not true. First of all, looking at it from two angles,
Yes, sir.
the prosecutors who wants to send such alleged criminals to prison or to detention as they are lawyers. The other party on the other side too, who are defending the rights of the accused, they are equally lawyers. So first we will see that it's generally the profession allows suspect and accused persons to be defended in court. The position of our law is that no man, any suspect, alleged criminal, is still presumed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Finally.
Yes. So the right, like every other individual in the society have, such rights should also be accorded the criminals. But in many cases, even if in many a time where accused cannot even when it involves a capital punishment offense, the law requires that you must get a lawyer for the accused, even if he does not have any. And like I said, the accused, they also have rights like every other man on the street.
Okay.
So the lawyers on the other side will look at what are the rights under the law that he also has. Let me give you an instance. In a case where someone was arrested for committing an offense, let's say murder. He was arrested in committing of even at the scene. He was arrested at the scene. He was caught at the scene. But he may have defense under the law because there may be provocation. There are some times when you could be provoked to commit an action. Though provocation is not an absolute defense
Under the law.
But at least it is a right which the lawyer on the other side will also advance, that because of this and this, the justice will temper with mercy.
With mercy. Then another thing under that play, with what you have said, is that at times some of you lawyers will say, okay, Yoruba will say, tell me the whole truth, and I will know how to pay about it. In a situation whereby you all know that this crime has been committed by this Mr. Abidi.
Lawyers, by the rules of professional conduct guiding the lawyers in their field of work, lawyers is also expected to be a minister in the temple of justice. Lawyers have the first duty to the court, to the society, before even is claimed. If the lawyers have, that's what the law requires of lawyers, of conduct of lawyers. If you have anything which will also assist the prosecution in their case against your client, the rules of professional conduct says you should give it out.
Okay.
But many a time, I don't know, with few exceptions, we have some lawyers misbehaving, trying to cover what is not.
Okay.
But I believe majority of lawyers, they are bound by being following the justice of each case.
Okay, thank you very much. Because our time has passed.
ṣe pé àkókò tó ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi nílé ìrìn kankan ẹ̀yin gẹ́gẹ́ bí amòfin tàbí agbẹjọ́rò ní pàtàkì wọ́n ní ó dàbí pé ẹ máa ń fi ọgbọ́n ẹ máa ń pe nǹkan dúdú ẹ máa sọ fún apé funfun ni mi ìfẹ́ lò ó bó ṣe ìgbà kéde dúdú ni ẹ̀rọ ìlú ìtì bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀rọ̀ àti mọ̀ pé àwọn yẹ́lò rè ẹ bá máa sọ pé blue ni ó ti yé iye tí mo kọ̀ọ̀kan béèrè báwọn ẹ̀yin amòfin ẹ̀yin agbẹjọ́rò wọn ní iṣẹ́ yìí tẹ̀ lọ́mọ ń kọ́ léèwé ìmọ̀ òfin gan-an lọ. ìkejì ni pé accused suspect criminal ìyàtọ̀ wà ní àbí kí ni ìyàtọ̀ tí ń bẹ láàrin àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta.
ok bí a kì í kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ níbi tẹ́ ẹ parí sí. Suspect before kó tó délé ẹjọ́ là ń pè ní suspect lẹ́ni tá a fura sí. So àwọn ọlọ́pàá ní stage ìgbà tó ṣùgbọ́n lójú àwọn ọlọ́pàá la máa ń pè ní ẹni tá a fura sí. Torí téèyàn bá ti dára wọ́n máa wò pé òkè ta many a time tí ẹ bá dọ́dọ̀ ọlọ́pàá tẹ ní nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ta ni ẹ fura sí pé ó lè jẹ́ pé ó ṣe ní nǹkan bẹ́yẹn. So èèyàn ló ń pè ní suspect. Àmọ́ tó bá ti wá ń délé ẹjọ́ ní ọdún òfin wa tẹ́lẹ̀ à ń pè ní accused pé olùjẹ́jọ́ ọ̀bí accused ó máa ń wò pé bí ọ̀daràn bó òfin wọ́n ti wá rí i pé nǹkan lò yẹn ó ń dàbí pé ó ń fún un ní lágbára jù níìsín a máa ń pè wọ́n ní defendant olùjẹ́jọ́ defendant torí òfin sì sọ pé gbogbo ìgbà tó sì ń jẹ́jọ́ yẹn ó sì wà innocent àti ìpè lọ́daràn ó sì wà innocent until tí ilé ẹjọ́ bá sọ pé ẹ̀rí yìí fi múlẹ̀ pé ọ̀daràn.
so torí àkókò wa ti kó wa ní papamọ́ra tí mo fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ dájúdájú tí mo fẹ́ kí ẹ ṣe àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ náà ni wípé gbogbo ẹ tó bá ti lọ sí ilé ìwé tá a ti ń kọ́ nípa ìmọ̀ òfin kò yé yín gbogbo àwọn àgbọ̀dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ ní kóńdé ní kóòtù arise court olúwa mi ó jẹ̀bi kò jẹ̀bi gbogbo àwọn àgbọ̀dọ̀ lè ṣe yẹn àbí.
yorùbá
ìpele àbí.
oríṣiríṣi ni.
agbẹjọ́rò àbí kí n sọ pé ní amòfin àbí.
number one ẹni tó bá ti lọ sí yunifásitì láti lọ kọ́ ìmọ̀ òfin tó bá parí tán I expect pé yóò tún lọ sí ìtànpè ní law school láti lọ kọ́ nípa bí bá a ṣe máa ń ṣe àwọn ẹjọ́ yẹn ní court so tó máa wá parí ní Nàìjíríà a máa ń ní combined honour ní barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria nígbà tí a bá ti pè ẹni yẹn when he is called to the bar he is a barrister and solicitor.
that is why ọ̀nà kọ́ọ̀tù báà níbi tá a wà lókè lọ.
báà ta ní ìlú pé àwọn agbẹjọ́rò so a ní téèyàn bá wá parí ní ọ̀nà yẹn ní ilé law school tó bá parí ó ní àǹfààní ó lè decide láti jẹ́ solicitor kó kàn mọ advice àwọn èèyàn kó mọ̀ èyí pé ẹni tí ó mọ àpíà ní kóòtù ni dó ó lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ lábẹ́ òfin ti Nàìjíríà láti lọ sí kóòtù àti láti máa ṣe advice kó máa ṣe àwọn solicitors of bill kó máa prepare agreement kó involve in transactions and the rest so ní àwọn ìlú mìíràn bí irú United Kingdom wọ́n máa ń ní ìpele méjì. Wọ́n á ní àwọn kan solicitors, àwọn yẹn hàn ní lọ kóòtù lọ mọ dìfẹ́ǹdì láti mọ gbẹjọ́rò ní kóòtù. So
Barrister Hasan Taiwo Agbelekale, Chairman Nigerian Bar Association, Osun State, Osogbo chapter. Sorry.
Osogbo branch.
Osogbo branch.
Yes.
Okay, because the time is our time has fast spent, so that we just have to come sometimes again too, because I want you to expatiate on this as far as LAW is concerned. Let people out there know the difference between all these things we are talking about. There is no way you will not come back again on this program. Labor matters for this evening. This is a convenient spot for us to draw the curtains on the telecast of the program this evening. Until another time when we shall come your way, Sheyi. Àwọn tó dúró jẹ́
ẹ jẹ́ púpọ̀ agbófin wa Hasan Taiwo Agbelekale gẹ́gẹ́ bí kejì mi sọ ẹ tún wá ìgbà míì tẹ́ ẹ tún wá ńlá wà lóye lórí ètò yìí ṣùgbọ́n títí bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi ìfẹ́ tún pàdé mi lórí ètò Ṣèyí bá gbogbo ilé mi jẹ ẹ ṣeun.
Labour Matters is the program next week.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. You plow the prairies, put the cities where they trade. Conquer mountains and build the workshops, endless miles of railroad made. Now we stand outcast and starving. It's the wonders we have made. The union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity
Thank you.